Okay, so I'm sure you've read the title. Today, I'll be talking about why Cake is my favorite character and why I love him so much. But before we actually start the video, I just want to say that, my voice is kind of weird and it has some voice cracks, so if you hear any of that, sorry about that. It's pretty much out of my control. But anyway, let's start with the video. So, you guys question why I like Cake a lot. Don't try to deny it, I've seen the comments. And I have many reasons for this, trust me. We're gonna skip past Bfdi because, admittedly, he didn't do too much there, and I can't really remember that much. So let's go on to Teapot, where he really had a time to shine. In Teapot 1, he didn't really do too much, but he managed to make new friends, which was pretty nice. And in Teapot 2, I don't remember him doing too much. I remember he defended the stack, talked with, Book and Nickel, so he's slowly making new friends, which is pretty cool. And then in Teapot 3, where he did more than some people say he did. He was the one who gave the idea of the team using the trash for the theme park, and he then convinced too that the trash could be considered prizes. And that mostly is what brought Just Not to win that episode. And then we move on to Teapot 4, and this episode angers me a lot. It's not because of what Cake did or anything. I know he caused his team to lose, but that was, not his fault because he didn't know what the Yellowface stone was and that it was cursed. Or the Yellowface skeleton? I don't know, something like that. And it wasn't his fault, but what angers me that episode is that in the next episode, he gets the 5th least votes, while Balmy gets the 3rd most votes. So people would rather give Balmy a sympathy vote than Cake, and Cake could be considered a cute character sometimes, just like quote-unquote Classy and Rocky, because people think they're cute, even though they're not. So I just don't understand why people don't want to save Cake, especially kids. But whatever, Teapot 5, he did a lot too. He was the one that came up with the idea of flying into the air and then getting into the water. And then he opened Book and told her to define gravity, and then Pillow changed the definition. And then they were able to get into the water that way and eventually managed to win. In Teapot 6, he also gave you an idea for the team. He told the team, we could slay that dragon and cook it for Two's dinner. And that idea didn't exactly go as planned, but Cake was technically the one that was the food for Two, so he technically was the reason they won still. So, yeah. Teapot 7, it was his last episode. I mean, technically not if you want to count Teapot 8 as his last episode, but still. In Teapot 7, he technically was one of the people that came up with the idea. Of course, Nickel was ultimately the one that... Actually, Nickel and Price Tag were the ones that came up with the idea. But Cake's statement did eventually lead up to the idea. And then there's Teapot 8. Where do I begin? Cake had gotten out over Balmy. He got out over Balmy. Balmy! Look, I like Balmy in Bfdi, but in Teapot, he's just bland as heck. I'm not even over-exaggerating. Name one thing he did to help his team at all. Because the only thing I can remember was in Teapot 6, where he jumped on the dragon to get the chocolate ball out of him. That's literally all I can remember. Even in Teapot 9, Balmy, did technically cause the team to lose because he blew up Pillow, but he stood up to her, so he deserves more votes than the rest. I still won't forgive Cake's elimination. But don't blame me for hating Balmy. Even if I do hate him in his Teapot self, I do like him in his BFCIA self, so I don't fully hate him. But still, I think Cake was robbed and should have made it a bit farther in Teapots. If there would be a rejoin, I would hope it's the challenge, so Cake has a higher chance of returning. But it's probably not going to happen, so yeah. But anyway, that's all I really have for this video. So, if there's a rejoin, vote Cake. I hope this changed your mind on Cake. Actually, you don't have to vote for Cake if there's a rejoin, it's your choice, but I still hope this changed your mind on Cake just a bit. So, if you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. And, see you in the next video, I guess. Bye.